Okay, so you want to make a dog sweater, and you got yourself one of these fancy dancy loom knitters, and the first thing to do is to cast on to make the collar part. So you take the end of your yarn and just wrap it around this one external peg just so that it holds it for you while you're knitting. Then once you start, you just have to remember to always go behind and wrap. So you go behind and wrap, and behind and wrap, and behind and wrap. And you continue this process all the way around the loom. When you get back to where you started from, this first time you have to create 2 loops so that you can do the actual knitting. So you need to push down on all of these loops so that they go back down to the bottom. Then you're going to go around again the loom, just this first time, to create the second row of loops. So once again remember it's behind and around, behind and around, all the way around the loom. Careful not to wrap too tight or it'll be really, really hard for you to do the knitting part. Till you're back at the beginning again. Now just hold that yarn with your thumb, and now you're going to do the knitting part. You need that little knitting hook that came with your loom, and you're going to take the bottom loop and you're going to pull it up and over the peg over the top loop, and that will leave one loop sitting there. And you're going to continue that around the loom. You're going to take the bottom loop and pull it over the top. Bottom loop over the top. You're going to continue this all the way around the loom. That's your first row of knitting. You can see why you don't want this to be too tight. This is the basic knitting stitch that you're going to need anytime you use your loom. There's other stitches you can learn, but this is the basic one to get you started. Once you've made it all the way back around to your starting point again, you can see now we only have one loop on all of these. You're going to push them all down to the bottom again. Now that top loop becomes the bottom loop. We go back to where we started from, and we do the same wrapping process around the loom again. Always to the back. Once you get back to the beginning again, hold it with your thumb, pull the bottom loop over the top, and begin doing that all the way around the loom again. You're going to continue in this fashion until you have enough of the collar done to fold it back. And we'll show you that in our second video.